New pond syndrome. It comes for us all eventually. Alright guys, welcome back. So as I mentioned in the intro, I'm starting to see the development of new pond syndrome. So after coming back from work this morning, just done a quick shift on a Saturday and a bit of spondoolies, doing some water tests, and I've noticed my ammonia has gone sky high. Nitrite was up to somewhere between 0.5 and 1, and nitrate about 10. So 10 milligrams per litre on nitrate, and like I say, nitrite somewhere between 0.5 and 1. So definitely signs of new pond syndrome. So what I've been on with is I've been doing a water change. So I've done about between 15 and 20% water change, just to counteract it. Now obviously, because I've been feeding as well, fish have been creating more ammonia, especially with my water temperature going up slightly as well. So, but I've got to feed for the fish to be able to create the ammonia that the filter needs for the bacteria to feed off of, if that makes sense. So we've got to strike a balance. The filter needs ammonia, so I can't completely wipe out the ammonia altogether from the filter because it needs it. The bacteria needs it to feed off of. So it's about getting the ammonia levels down to a safe level, as well as the nitrite especially. Nitrate, not too bothered about, providing it's not sky high. So the main concern is getting the nitrite down, getting that as low as possible, and keeping on top of the ammonia levels. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a water change. I'm going to add some more live bacteria into the system after this water change is done, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it. At the end of the day, it's got to get to a point where it's got to establish, and that takes time. So all I can do is just give it time, and that's it, and just in the meantime just keep on top of it. So at the minute my pond is just filling back up, so I'm going to wait for it to fill up. I'm going to have to get some more dechlorer in it, and I think while that's doing, I'm going to be a little proactive, and I think I'm going to start giving me fence a bit of a paint, which has been a long time coming. See if I can get that painted ready for spring and summer, because I don't want to be doing it in spring and summer. I want to be enjoying my garden as much as I can. I've still got a lot of work to do on it. So yeah, I'm going to leave this filling up, get my fence painted, and go from there. I think let's go outside and show you what's happening. So like I say, it's in the process of being filled back up. Not a bad day today either, quite sunny. I've also put a netting above my pergola, just to try and stop birds from dropping anything into the pond, and also because I've noticed Mr. Heron flying over, so put that on just to try and act as a bit of a deterrent, or well, maybe not so much as a deterrent, but more as a disguise, camouflage the pond more than anything. So plus it takes the glare off the water so you can see fish better. I think it weren't that much neither. I think I paid about 15 quid for it from eBay, something like that. I think it were. It takes quite a lot of glare off the water, and it's not totally doesn't totally block the sun out neither. It still lets some sunlight through in UV, so fish will still benefit from it being there. It's not totally, they're not totally in shade. So yeah, the shower's over there. A little Lisa shower. Right then guys, I'm going to let this finish filling back up. It's going to take a while, and I'm going to start painting over there. Catch back later. Welcome back guys. So yesterday I did my water change to try and combat the ammonia and nitrite and nitrate levels. Today I've come back out, tested the water again, and there's still some slight elevation in nitrite and nitrate, so I've carried out another partial water change this morning, just roughly about 10% or something like that, and I've just got my pond filling back up now, so I'm keeping on top of them. I don't want to totally eliminate everything out of my system, so I don't want to get it to a point where I've got zero ammonia, zero nitrite and zero nitrate, because then my filter's got nothing to feed off of. So I want to get it down to a point where all three parameters are at a nice safe level, not excessive, where the filter can feed, but also so the fish can be healthy and thrive in the pond. So while the pond's filling back up, what I've got planned for today is I want to do my pre-season measure ups, just ready for the springtime coming, and also the come on mew, that's going to be going, so I'm going to get that bowl too measured up. You'll be able to see it in this video, and that's going to be going to another home. If any of you guys fancy taking it off my hands, I don't want anything for it. All I ask is that you've got the facilities for it, you know, so you can take good care of it. That's all I'm interested in. So yeah, let's get bowled up. So here's my little Yamato. I think when I bought this one measured, I think it was about 15-16 cm. It came from a small batch from Koi. Right, let's get him measured up. There's a little goshki, what one of my young ones picked out from Quenny amongst the other small bunch that was there. Tiny little guy. I think this one again was probably about the 14-15 cm mark when we got him. So I shall give him a measure up and see where he's at. And next up we have what I believe to be, although in this picture it does look like a Deutsch fish, it actually isn't. But I believe this to be possibly a sorogoi. If I'm wrong on that, someone will tell me, because I was unsure myself about this fish. It has also got a few Gimbrian scales on top of its spine. Just them few. And again, this one was picked out from the same batch from Quenny when we went, if you remember back to one of my other videos. This was one that was picked out by the wife. She's got a thing for pure white fish, so she picked this one out. So I'll get it measured up and we shall see what it's at. So here we have by far the hardest fish of the bunch to catch. This one just does not accept being netted. He hates it. He jumps, he dives. Well, anyway, so this one, I don't know how well you can see it, Kin Matsuba, which again came from the same batch that we purchased from Quenny. Not the perfect scalation pattern on its back, but kids liked it, so they're happy with it. That's all that matters. So we'll give this guy a measure up and see what it's coming in at. Now this little guy shouldn't have really survived. We've had this one quite a while. He was in the old pond, and I believe he came out of a Kujaku spawn, just from my local supplier. And yeah, it shouldn't have really survived because he went into the old pond in pretty bad conditions. When the weather was really cold and I wasn't really on top of my maintenance that well. So yeah, I mean, he's not grown any by the looks of it. It might have grown a tiny bit, but I can't see him doing much more, to be honest with you. He might, you never know, he might surprise us and put on a tiny bit of size, but I can't see him doing much. Now, I say he came out of a Kujaku spawn, but I'm not actually too sure now what he is. Someone, I'm sure, will be able to tell me better. It just seems to have got a it's like got an orangey brown across his spine area, but as you can see, I'm not really too sure what he is. This was another one the wife picked out. I'm sure someone could let me know what you think he is, because I don't know. No idea what he is. Alright, I'm going to get him measured up. Like I say, I ain't got any expectations for him having much growth on him come end of season, but he's in pond, so we may as well measure him. So moving up in size a bit, we have this guy. So originally this one was purchased as a Kikasui. Now it's lost all its original colours, it's lost all its Benny. It's now got like a blue metallic sheen to the body. So I don't know what to class it as now. So someone's going to have to help me on that one. Looks as though it's got a bit of a knock on its head. Looks like it's knocked its head on something. Unless that's been caused by the parasitic issues that I've been having. So I'll have to take a look at that. Someone let me know what he's classed as now. Is he still a Kikasui? Is he something else? Let me know. I'll get him measured up. Right then guys, so this is the Ammonia metallic Benny, and he is measuring at 38 centimeters. So this is the guy that I'm going to be moving on. So should any of you guys be interested in taking him off my hands, like I say, I don't want anything for him. I just want him to go to a good home, and that's all I'm bothered about. But at this moment in time, it's just not something I want in my pond anymore. Like I say, I've had him a while. He's changed a lot over the years, and I'm just wanting different in my pond now. So if any of you guys want to take him, then if you get in contact with me via email in the about section of my channel page, or just drop me a message, you know, in the comment section, just to let me know that you're interested, and we can try and sort something out. Right, so that's them all balled up and measured up then guys. So like I say, if any of you are interested in the Ammonia, then get in touch. We can work something out. Like I said, don't want anything for him, just a good home will do me. So yeah, if you're interested in him, get in touch with me. I'm not going to bother balling up the Deutsch Sankey or the Isa Showa, because not long since I had them, so I know the measurements of them anyway, so there's no point me getting them out to measure them again. So right then, I think now, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm sure there's something up in Messy Shed I can find to do. I'll come back to you. Hi guys, so my fluke treatment has now finished. I've re-scraped. This is my second course of treatment. I've re-scraped and the fluke is still there, so that's a big for the fluke M, and that's despite having a PP treatment first to treat the trick. So even though it's been PP'd first and it'll have reduced the mucus layer on the fish, the fluke M treatment after 2 doses still hasn't got through to them. What my next plan of attack is, on the back of advice from a few people from a couple of the Facebook groups, is, well, first off, I want to give a massive shout out to a man called Chris Thomas, who runs Kitsukoi in Sheffield. Chris has given me loads of helpful advice on what to do, and he's recommended that first I give a dose of chloramine T, and then after the course of chloramine T, then dose with a different type of fluke treatment, and one that's based on a different chemical. So I've used Fluke M in this instance, which is, so Fluke M is a flubendazole based medication, and obviously you've got your others, what are, you know, your Prazi based and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, based on the advice that Chris has given me, is I'm going to treat with chloramine T first and then try a different type of product. So the product I'm going to be giving a try this time is the Colombo Learnex range of fluke treatment. It's the new one, the Learnex Pro, and I believe it combines 3 different chemicals to treat the fluke. So you've got your prazi, your I can't even say it. That one anyway. It's got that in another one. So we've got 3 different kinds of medications in it. 3 different types of chemicals, should I say, to target the fluke. So first the chloramine T, then 20-25% water change, and then treat with the Colombo treatment when I get it. But the thing what you have to be careful of with chloramine T is it's very toxic in soft water. So my water in the pond is, my KH is 4 and my GH is 6. So it's ever so slightly hard, my water, but it's borderline, because according to the package you're not supposed to use it below 6, so I'm borderline. So what we've got to do is we can still use it, but the dosage has to be altered. With my pH of 8 and my water hardness as it is, I'm going to be dosing at 20, I believe it's 20 milligrams per litre, which works out at 188 grams for my pond, for the amount of water that's in my system. So you do have to adjust your dosage requirements for chloramine T if you've got soft water, so because it can be toxic to the fish. I think it also depends on your pH as well. So, but like I say, my pH is 8, so that's okay, but my water hardness is kind of borderline, so I've got to alter the dosage. So that's what I'm going to be doing when I get the fluke treatment. Obviously I need to get some chloramine T as well. I've never used it before, so that's why I wanted to give a massive shout out to Chris Thomas at Kitsukoi, because he's given me loads of help and advice on using chloramine T. I've never used it before, so I didn't have the foggiest of ideas, and I've read a lot that it can be quite toxic if not used correctly, so he's put me on the right track, so thanks a lot to Chris. Right then, so now I've been still testing my water parameters again today. I'm still in my new pond syndrome phases. Just been keeping on top on it, been doing regular partial water changes. I've still got elevated levels of ammonia and nitrite, but like I say, I've just been keeping on top on it, keeping them at safe levels. So I did follow the guidance from a table that I found on ammonia toxicity at various pHs and water temperatures. So the table I found was one on Mankey Sankey, which is this one. So this tells me what safe levels of ammonia I can have in my pond at the pH and temperature that I've got my pond at. So I'm keeping it below these levels, and I'm just doing the best I can with it at the minute, just to keep the levels down best as I can. And I've just got to let it do what it's got to do. Just got to let the bacteria colony build, keep doing partial water changes, and just let it do its own thing basically, and let it colonize and mature. So that's about it. I don't think I've got anything else to report. Just had a wonderful trip to Meadow Hell, as we call it, Meadow Hall, Meadow Hell. Had to go and get a new suit jacket. So yeah, right, it's late now. I'm going to end this video here. So I shall catch you back on the next one, guys. See you later.